Man, this commercial blows.
Chris, eat a Snickers.
Why?
Because you're deeper when you're hungry. Better?
Better. Except one thing.
What?
I don't understand economics.
Well, a good place to start is the topic of supply and demand. Follow me.
Alright.
So, Chris, do you know what the quantity demanded of a good or service is?
Is that the actual amount of a good or service consumers are willing and able to buy at some specific price?
Precisely. Alright, let's draw a graph.
Okay.
Do you know what goes on each axis?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, it's very easy. On the y-axis, you put price.
Okay.
And on your x-axis, you put quantity.
Okay. What should we title the graph?
Well, what are we drawing?
The demand for Snickers.
Exactly. So let's just say demand for Snickers.
Got it.
So, let's set a scale for this graph. So, draw your scale.
All right. Go up by 2s on the y-axis?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Okay, so plot the points.
Okay, so at $1, a consumer would demand 10 Snickers bars. At $2, they demand 5 Snickers bars. And at $3, they demand 0 Snickers bars.
Very good. And if you connect the dots, what do you notice?
I notice that the demand curve is downward sloping.
Why do you think that is?
Is that because consumers demand more of a good as the price decreases?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, so now what?
Now, do the same thing for supply.
Okay, so at $1, suppliers will provide 0 Snickers bars. At $2, they will supply 5 Snickers bars. And at $3, they will supply 10 Snickers bars. And connect the dots again?
Yep.
All right. Ooh, I should probably label my curves. Demand and supply.
Very good.
Now, is the supply curve upward sloping because producers provide more and more of a good as the price increases?
That's exactly what happens. And what do you think about what happens when demand and supply intersect? The point where supply and demand intersect is called equilibrium. So, be sure to label that point equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
And then draw lines down to each axis.
Equilibrium price
Exactly.
and equilibrium quantity.
So, Chris, there's probably one more thing we should talk about.
Okay, what's that?
Shifts in supply and demand. Let's talk about demand first. What do you think would shift demand as a whole?
Well, something that would shift demand would probably be something that kind of changes what people think of Snickers.
Right, it's all about perception. So if something bad were to happen, let's just say the FDA comes out and says Snickers cause cancer.
Okay.
Would you buy Snickers still?
I would not buy Snickers.
Neither would I. Thankfully it doesn't. Now, for supply, what do you think would shift supply?
Well, let's say the cost of chocolate went up because of a drought in Africa, like a country
Sure.
that produces chocolate for Snickers. Would that shift supply left?
Absolutely.
Okay, because the price of an input is increasing.
Right, exactly. Congratulations, Christopher. You've done it. You've mastered supply and demand, the basics of economics.
Awesome. But there's still one problem.
What's that?
I'm still kind of hungry.
Eat a Snickers. Better?